on the skill development of engineering students. I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible because I know that I'm the one between you and the main meal. So I'm going to try to go as fast as I can. All right. So I'll cover basically 3 steps for my presentation. The first one will be an introduction. I'll try to tell you a bit about the project that we worked on, and then the benefits of the project, the skills gained during the development of those projects, and the third one will be the conclusion. So, as part of the introduction, you could see at the left there is the 2011 project. It's a Cyber Junkyard project. Basically, Cyber Junkyard is a group of sponsors that came together, and then every year they sponsor a project for students in technical and university to complete. So basically, every university gets the same project. They select their student and then send a team for training, and after the training, they get about 3 months to complete the project. So, this one was a 2011 project, so as you forgot to mention, I had the chance to be part of the Cyber Junkyard team twice, so in 2011 and 2012. We actually won in 2012, and 2011 was kind of a disaster. So, alright, the 2011 project was the Bubble and Brain car. Basically, what the project was supposed to do was use compressed air to drive the car, and while it's driving, use the solar panel to charge the batteries. That was the aim of the project, and the challenge was to design a car that's going to be the most efficient car will win the competition, and then the fastest car will also win the competition. So we were challenged in such a way that we had to build the most efficient. We were told that you're going to have 2 full tanks of air, and then we're going to see which one will come up with the best design that will use less air and then go as far as possible. So that's what basically caused the disaster to our project. Because as you can see, we took all those designs in mind. So we designed that thing. The project at the top there, it doesn't look anything like the one that they were. So that's the one that we came up with. For the efficiency part, we decided to use the wheels there because with 1 turn of the crank, the bigger wheel will go farther and then it will be more efficient. But the steering part is the back wheel, the one at the back there, was the one that we decided, and then it's the one that caused the problem. Because normally we were supposed to involve a mechanical engineering student, and then we just realized that when we were supposed to present the project. So that was everything about the 2011 project, and 2012 project is the one where we actually did better, and as you can see the pictures there, we won the competition at the bottom there, if you can see. And all those ones are my team members. And this project was basically about Facing the Future was the name of the project. We were told to design a warehouse tracking system with the possibility of identifying different products and then storing them into the warehouse. So the challenge was to, we were provided with 18 different blocks and then 2 unknown blocks. So there were 6 of small blocks, 6 medium and 6 big, just to simulate different products, and then just in case of an unknown, there were 2 extra blocks that we had to store into the system. The challenge was to store all the blocks as fast as possible and then retrieve them as fast as possible and then be able to place an order into your system so that you can retrieve the product that you place into the storage. So that one went well. We came up with a simple design. We didn't try to go crazy like the previous project. So that's the idea that we came up with. Simple design, each level representing a storage place for a specific product, and then we were provided with a basic component that we had to use, sponsored by Festo, Siemens, and that cable as you can see there. And we used RFID tag and RFID scanners to identify each product. those was the two projects that I had the opportunity and the chance to work on, and then came up with one trophy. So 50% success. It's a pass. Alright? That's everything about the introduction. So now I'll go and highlight a couple of benefits that a student can have by participating to such competition. So the first one will be the teamwork. Because we were all from the same university, but we didn't work together at the first. We had to sit and then try to do the analysis on the strengths and weaknesses of each member of the team so that we can divide the work accordingly and complete the project on time. So that was like one of the one of the benefits of the competition, because mostly during the studies, when you have a practical, you usually complete it on your own, so you rely on yourself for the completion of a certain project that you have. And teamwork was actually one of the most important parts, because there was a couple of teams that didn't get along, and then they couldn't finish the project on time just because they couldn't agree on what to do and what not to do. So teamwork was one of the most essential benefits of that project. And next is the multidiscipline work, especially for the 2011 project. That one was a bit challenging because we normally were computer system and electrical engineering students, and then we had to do some mechanics. So some like try to figure out some of the mechanical part, how they work, how they're supposed to be put together, and then it took quite a while for us to figure it out. And then we were also asked to like draw out a business plan, and that's way out of our area of comfort. Because as you know, personally I prefer to work with numbers, like binaries, and I prefer the binary over the alphabet. So it's my choice. Okay, that was one of the benefits, and then I got to learn some more things about mechanics, management, how to plan your project, how to draw out the project schedule, and then how to manage your whole team. Next, it's knowledge application. So we spent, I don't know, countless hours attending lectures and class. It was about time for us to start applying what we learned. So we basically had the chance to get the knowledge that we got from our lectures, and then we were supervised by some of the lectures, for example, for electrical engineering, how to connect all the components together, how to make sure that your circuit is connected properly. So we had the opportunity to apply the knowledge that we gained into an industrial related project. And next, and one of the most important also, the exposure to latest industrial equipment. Most of the time, okay, every time that there's a Savage Junkyard project, the sponsors usually come with the best equipment that they have, and then give it to the student to work with it and design a project with it, to show people from industry that, okay, if the student can do it, you can do it also. That's basically the idea behind the competition. So we got exposed to automation. We got exposed to automation, some of the physical equipment with pneumatics and RFID tags. So these are like new things that we didn't cover at school that we had to learn. And then thankfully for the training, we got the basic on how all the components works, and then how to put them together to create such a project. The next thing is the friendly competition between universities. Because the project is the same project, the same idea given to different universities, and then that involves that every team will solve the problem in a specific way, and then the team that will come up with the best solution wins the competition. And that allowed us to, for example, see a problem that we struggle with, but that another university solves, so we can exchange ideas and then talk about how the project was solved and what was the challenges that the other university faced, and then at the end we gained something from that because we got the knowledge from different way of solving the same problem. Right? So that's about all the highlights of the benefits that I could think of, but there's so many more, because Now, I'm standing here because of the fact that I won the competition. So, you guys, I would like to thank everybody for this opportunity. It was unexpected. I just found out last week that I was supposed to come and do this presentation. So, hopefully, we can get to the conclusion and then get to the main meal. Right? So, as a conclusion, I would say that technology is evolving. If you look at the evolution of technology from a distance past, the present, and the future, you could see that it's evolving in 3 different steps. First was the invention of tools. The first one was the stone. And then now, the machine, and hopefully in the future, automation. So automation is now a big part of the industry and a big part of the technology. So it's best for students to get involved with automation as soon as possible. As from the moment that they get to a point where they acquire enough knowledge for them to apply it into an industrial technology, an industrial environment, it's best for them to go into automation because most of the now I'm getting nervous again. Most of the product and the development are being done in automation, like building a car, assembling line, and all that involved in automation. And then it's the best way, and then the way forward, and then it's best for students to get involved into it. The Cyber Junkyard, winning the Cyber Junkyard actually gave kind of a boost to what automation is in our university because I think I spent about a month on the cover of the website from the university. It was quite pleasing because I was recognized by almost everybody at school. So it was quite nice, and actually people got to come and then ask, okay, what was the project, what did you use to build it, and then what was the component that we require, and then how did you do it? And then I had the opportunity to explain, and then most people now are trying to get involved with PLCs, with automation control, and then try to develop projects, and then hopefully they're gonna get there, and then with the sponsors, I believe everything will be fine. So that's about it for my conclusion, and I would like to acknowledge all the sponsors that make Cyber Junkyard possible. My team members and Prof. Mark, which is the acting dean of the electrical, electronic, and computer system at the CUT University of Technology. And that's about it. Thank you.
I actually have the things.
Didn't talk about